Ex-husband ghosts ex-wife, racks up a huge bill. He clearly didn't think things through. My compliance was malicious for the ex-husband. I'm working in the billing queue in a call center for one of big three telcos, and a client calls in regarding a billing concern. This lady calls in, is puzzled by why she got charged a one-time fee $49 for a wireless access point. It's Gen 1 equipment for wireless set-top boxes for Optic TV. She's even more puzzled. Why would she have that charge when she doesn't have TV services from us? And I informed she does. It started more or less a month ago. She's disputing that because Optic TV isn't available in her area. Now I'm confused. She lives in a small town and there's no Optic TV there. I do a little digging and find out that someone, ex-husband, was still her on account and got 3-year contract to get a free TV for Optic TV and internet. She begins to cry on the phone and tells me her now ex-husband had an affair with a younger woman, divorced her, milked her for as much as he could and apparently still is milking her for more. He totally ghosted her. Moved to Alberta, changed his email, phone number, blocked her on all social media, etc. In my mind I'm like, what a dickhead. And I'm like, well I'm sorry if you cancel the services, you're on hook to pay for cancellation fees and so on. I can tell her though, I can remove his access to your account and you can also add on a password, downgrade the internet and TV to the bare essentials. And I can attempt to redirect the TV gift from his address to hers, but there's no guarantee as it's been processed already. I can hear the light going off in her head. Wait, what? You have where he's living at now? Why, yes. He's got TV and internet services. So there's a service address. She goes really quiet, says her lawyer and herself have been trying to track him down but his family and friends are being tight-lipped about it. She asks if I'm allowed to give that info to her. I smile and reply, this is your account. You have unrestricted access for service address, phone numbers, emails that your now ex-husband provided to us to get hooked up. She asks that I can give her his new address, his new cell number, and the second number left on the account, presumably the new woman, and contact info over the phone right now. I asked if she had a pen and paper handy. She was so ecstatic. And after giving her all the details from her account regarding the second service address, downgrade everything, and he was a hockey fan and there was a game playing right now with his team, so, I wish I could have been a fly on the wall when the game cuts out and he calls in to ask WTF and discovers he's been removed. And there's an account pin. And he's been discovered by his ex-wife and lawyer. Now to the comments. And all for the low price of $49. That's spectacular. I'm delighted for her. Such a great point. I'm sure hiring a private detective to hunt down his address would have cost much more. She got a bargain. OP replied. Saved on time too. Call was like 5-10 minutes max. He calls in to ask WTF and discovers he's been removed, and there's an account pin and he's been discovered by his ex-wife and lawyer. There's no way to find out as he's not on the account any longer. We can't give you any information about this account as you are not an authorized person, sir. Surprised Pikachu face. OP replied. Ha ha ha. Surely if it's fraud she can cancel the account. This might be my favorite story on this sub. OP replied. Thank you. I'm waiting for the inevitable Tifu. Tifu by using my ex-wife's information to set up my cable/internet service. This reminds me of my mom. Married a much younger man very quickly, don't even get me started, marriage ended in less than a year and he's being a dick. Traded in their car he had for a brand new Mustang and added it to her insurance. She called to get it removed, They said unfortunately they couldn't. She's like, well, it's my policy, can I just cancel it? And the Luke in Austin, Texas said, why yes mom, you absolutely can. Cancelled the policy. About a week or two later he totaled the car speeding because he's a horrible driver. Opie replied, oh my. I wonder what happened when he called the insurance company. Bless you. This was a good thing you did. Opie replied, to hell with company policy. If I broke any policies lol. But as you said, it's her account, in her name, and she's paying the bill. She gets unlimited access to the information. No policy is broken. Boy, I would really like to know how that played out. Opie replied, me too. Never heard anything back. No coaching, or write-up, or email from HR. Lol. It's one of those rare customer situations where you just want to say, excuse me ma'am, but can I give you my personal phone number so you can keep me updated on this situation? Absolute bargain for $49 and a nice bit of karma too. I hope the ex-wife's lawyers go to town on the ex-husband. $49 when you're paying a lawyer to find them? She just saved an absolute ton of money. Absolutely she did, you're right. Ferengi rule of acquisition number 57. Good customers are as rare as latinum, treasure them. Dang you, I even hear it in Quark's voice. I only hear it in the voice of the high school principal from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This was a joy to read. Thank you for your good work in making sure shitty people get what's coming to them. I would have loved to be a fly in the wall too, and eating popcorn. Opie replied, oh, I know right? I wish I could have seen the light go off on the wife's head when I said I could try to redirect the TV to her address instead of his. And I had everything she needed, address and phone number lol. Seeing a sheriff going there and serving him papers lol. If you have to do it again, advise them not to make any changes that they might notice until the papers have been served. Knowing that he's been found, he can now skip town. Probably won't, but could. That is beautiful. It's stretching the malicious compliance bit, but I don't care as this was an amazing read. That aside, how stupid do you have to be to put your contact/address info attached to someone else's name? That's like robbing a bank but using your debit card. Opie replied, I know. I tried in Pro Revenge, but it was removed from because of no revenge, and people said try here. Petty revenge may take it. But the only thing pettier than the revenge there are the commenters, and stories get buried fairly quickly. So long as no one thinks to report it on here, it'll stay up. Lol, I worked for your competitor the red one. Once I had to do some digging on a cell phone account of a deceased man. Profiles are based on the person, not account. So you can see all the addresses, account numbers of that one person. They are matched by SIN and credit info. Easy for finding the cottage address or if parents are paying for the kids' internet at school, etc. Wife received a bill for a cell phone that had ported out and had a $150 cancellation fee left on it. She was pissed because she had called to cancel his cell a month before because he was deceased and that was done with changes waived. She was saying we were taking advantage of a widow and ripping her off. Turns out after some note digging and back-end account profile digging, this was an online bill-only account that had been open for 10+ years sent to his work email. The bills had been paid always online and on time, and she got the final bill as paper as the email address wasn't working. Work email was terminated because he was dead, and the paper bill defaulted to the address on file, which was his home address. The cell phone had once been mailed with tracking sent to an email address starting with Anna Banana. I didn't tell her that part, but I felt so bad for her. Got my boss permission to waive the cancellation fees. She kept asking why he was paying someone else's bill but you could tell she was putting the pieces together on the phone and was trying not to understand. It was one of the hardest things I've had to diplomatically navigate. OP replied, "Oh my. I remember this one time I had this woman call in and the account was under her husband's name. And I was verify the account and asked if I could speak with the account holder, her husband, and she informs me that he had passed away. I offered my condolences and as per company policy, I informed her that I would change the account name to hers because can't have an account open under a deceased person. And she says no please don't do that. And in the background I can hear a male say, damn it woman, are you telling them I'm dead again? LOL. Lol dang, he was sick of her doing that lmao. Had identity theft happened to me and 2x were opened for Comcast. Only found out after a notification from collections. I contacted Comcast and after a lot of confusion I finally established that the X were made using all my info except address. I wanted the addresses of the 2 account locations and they refused to give me any information because they couldn't share the info with. But it's my account, right? Yeah. But those duckers wanted to confirm I was who I was claiming to be. Why didn't you do that when the accounts were created?